Nathan MacKinnon confronts Prince Harry at 2024 NHL Awards. The 2024 NHL Awards were supposed to be a night of celebration and reverence for the league's top players and personalities. However, it quickly devolved into a shocking and uncomfortable confrontation that left the audience and viewers at home stunned. It all started when Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, took the stage to present the Hart Memorial Trophy for MVP. As he stepped up to the microphone, he cleared his throat and declared in a commanding tone, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you all know, I am a member of the royal family, and you will address me as Prince Harry tonight." The crowd erupted into a mix of confused murmurs and scattered applause. Many were taken aback by the royals' bold demand, unsure of how to respond. For a moment, the atmosphere in the arena was thick with awkwardness. Then, from the front row, a familiar voice rang out, "Excuse me, Your Royal Highness, but I'm afraid you're mistaken." The cameras quickly panned to superstar center Nathan MacKinnon, who was glaring intently at the prince from his seat. McKinnon, in attendance as a nominee for the Lady Bangji Memorial Trophy, stood up and strode purposefully toward the stage. The audience fell silent, sensing the tension building. "Last time I checked, you abdicated your royal title when you decided to prance around North America like a self-important celebrity," McKinnon spat, his words dripping with disdain. "Around here, you're nobody special, just another privileged royal trying to coast on your family's legacy." Prince Harry's face flushed with a mix of shock and indignation. He opened his mouth to respond, but McKinnon quickly cut him off. "You think you can just waltz in here and demand that we all bow down to you? This is the NHL Awards, not your mother's garden party. We honor greatness here, not entitlement." The crowd erupted into raucous cheers and applause, sensing that McKinnon was voicing the unspoken thoughts of many in attendance. The prince stood there slack-jawed, clearly unprepared for such a fierce and public rebuke. McKinnon continued his verbal assault, showing no signs of letting up. "You know, I actually used to have a bit of respect for you, Harry. You seemed like you were trying to distance yourself from the toxicity of the royal family and do some actual good in the world. But then you go and pull a stunt like this. It's pathetic." He paused for a moment, shaking his head in disgust. "You're no prince of ours. In fact, you're not even fit to shine the skates of the real royalty in this building, the players who have dedicated their lives to this sport and earned the right to be honored tonight." The crowd erupted into thunderous applause, many of them rising to their feet in a spontaneous standing ovation. McKinnon basked in the adulation, a smug grin spreading across his face as he stared down the increasingly flustered prince. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Prince Harry found his voice. "How dare you speak to me in that manner?" he shouted, his face beat red with rage. "I am a member of the British royal family, and you will show me the respect I deserve." But McKinnon was unfazed. "Respect is earned, Your Highness, not demanded. And from where I'm standing, you haven't done a damn thing to deserve our respect." The prince opened his mouth to retort, but before he could get the words out, McKinnon continued his onslaught. "You know, it's guys like you entitled, out-of-touch elitists that make the rest of us sick. You think the world revolves around you and your precious royal bloodline. But let me tell you something, out here in the real world, no one cares about your birthright or your silly little titles." He paused, leveling an icy glare at the prince. "You're nothing more than a leech, feeding off the legacy of your ancestors while doing nothing to actually better the lives of the people. And you dare to show up here, of all places, and demand that we treat you like some kind of god king." The crowd erupted into a deafening chorus of boos and jeers, drowning out Prince Harry's sputtering protests. McKinnon held up his hand, silencing the crowd with a single gesture. "You know, I've met a lot of entitled pricks in my life, but you, Harry, might just take the cake. So let me make this perfectly clear: you are not a prince, you are not royalty, and you are certainly not worthy of our respect. You're just a sad, pathetic little man, desperately clinging to the last vestiges of your family's crumbling legacy." With that, McKinnon turned and strode off the stage, leaving a stunned and humiliated Prince Harry in his wake. The crowd erupted into thunderous applause, chanting McKinnon's name as he made his way back to his seat. It was a moment that will undoubtedly go down in NHL history, a stunning display of defiance and righteous anger that had the entire hockey world buzzing. Nathan MacKinnon had delivered a scathing takedown of the royal pretender, and in the process, he had cemented his status as a true champion of the people. As for Prince Harry, he quickly retreated from the stage, his tail firmly tucked between his legs. The once proud royal had been utterly humiliated, his lofty demands and sense of entitlement shattered by the unyielding force of McKinnon's scorching rebuke. In the days and weeks that followed, the incident sparked a heated debate across social media and beyond. Some praised McKinnon's bold stand against privilege and elitism, while others condemned him for his disrespectful treatment of a member of the royal family. But for the hockey faithful, there was no doubt Nathan MacKinnon had delivered a moment of pure, unfiltered greatness, standing up for the values and traditions of the sport they loved. And in doing so, he had cemented his place as a true hero of the game.